In this video, we'll be looking at the new SMTP proxy solution for email DLP. In this case, you can see we are sending a test email to 3 different domains. One is an internal, one is partner, and other is an external domain. This email would go through the SMTP proxy. The email would be scanned there, and based on the policies that we have created, it would take an action accordingly. This email has been blocked, which was sent to Gmail, because that's considered external domain. Now the second one was encrypted because that's an internal or a trusted partner. The third mail was sent to the partner that was quarantined. We had 3 different recipients. The policy was so granular that it took different action for different recipients. So this is where we show the logs. And in the logs, you can clearly see the recipient was zscaler.com. It is a trusted domain, and we do not inspect the emails which are within the domain. That's an internal email flow. We do not want to scan that because there is no data loss in that case. Now there are some trusted partners. Let's say Zscaler is partnering up with KPMG. That's my trusted partner. I might want to send those emails, but maybe I want to put some protection on top of that. That's where you can see encrypt as an action was taken from the recipient. Next is dataparity.net, which is an external domain. Maybe we do not trust it, so we quarantine that. But why didn't we block it straight away? Because it could be a business use case. We still do not know whether the business needs access to these third-party domains and to communicate with them. So rather we quarantine those and reach out to the user and the manager. We then get their requirement. If they really want to send this email and then release that from quarantine so that the user is not getting blocked from sending anything. And the third one, as we know, it's gmail.com. If someone is trying to send that email to his or her personal account, that's definitely no. So we straight away and blocked that. For a single email, we took different actions based on the context. This is displayed in the logs. Here you can see more details about the file name, the triggered policies, dictionaries, email domains, and the recipients. The entire forensics is available in the Zscaler workflow automation, which is the incident management tool, which, if you know, we already ingest the logs from our web DLP. We ingest logs into Zscaler workflow automation and email DLP as well. So when it comes to post-incident management, customers can leverage our portal, and it becomes a single point of access to look at all these incidents. For reporting, you can see that we have a separate reporting for email and DLP engines. You can see the domains and which data is going to those domains, and who are the users who are trying to send the data to that domain. You can also view under the engines regarding the classified data that is being sent to Gmail, and these are the top 2 users or 2 users only who are trying to send that kind of data to that domain. This is the visual representation of what's happening in your environment. The next is outbound email policy. So we spoke of the granularity in the policies. And what happened here was that there was one policy for encrypt, one for quarantine, that is number 2, and one for block, that is number 3. And that's exactly what happened, right? We saw the recipients and these policies. We were able to take those actions. Now you can see that there is an option in the policy to select the classification you want. In this case, PII, and then the content location, whether you want to look for content in subject body or attachment, and then what should be the recipient profile. Here we chose Zscaler as a domain because Zscaler is a trusted domain, and we were able to send the email that was encrypted. So you can, in every single policy, have different context of who the recipient should be, and then what should be the classification, and what action should be taken. The same thing applies for the rest of the 2 policies as well. You can see that the email recipient profile has been chosen. The email tenant has been chosen, and then the classification. In this case, it is credit card numbers. Then you enable the policy, and it is enforced. You can add more context to domain profiles in a container called Add a Profile. Then you associate that profile in the policy section. This is where you actually create the email profile. You can add partner domains and then create one profile and add that or associate it with the policy. There are two kinds of profile. One is domain profile, and the other is recipient. There are a few policies where you would want to put a domain as the context, for example, Zscaler. Suppose there is another use case where you just need to add a specific recipient, doesn't matter which domain. In that case, you would be choosing the recipient profile. In this video, we are creating an exception list only for one recipient. Click Add Recipient Profile. Add the recipient and the profile name. Next, click Save. All the changes have been saved.